humbly greet you, good fellows out there. We haven't finished the journey that we were sort of going through at the moment. I'm sure you're still with me. Still looking at issues regarding Deuteronomy, which is the Christian approach of worship of who God is, and it's all based on the Holy Bible. And so let's have that in mind. This is a red letter Bible. At some point, we might dwell on the Quran, which is also another for the Islamic people. They use that as a means of learning the ways of which to approach God. And they normally focused on that to also invite people into the fellowship, both the Quran and the Bible. These are just two books that most people or some group of people depend on, especially in this generation, as the word of the living God. I totally have disagreed so far from what I have pulled out to you. I'm not religious. I don't intend to be. I may have been religious. I may have wanted to become religious until I get convinced, until the Quran convinced me, until the Bible convinced me, until you who feel that you have got some hard evidence convinces me. I'm just like everybody else who would want to know the truth and understand the truth and embrace the truth. There's nothing sinister about my approach. What I think is rather the opposite. There is a lot sinister going on within these books that is obvious to us. If you go to talk about these books, the Bible, the Quran, you tend to have enemies. Those enemies is what you must be aware of. They are always in disguise. Because of what they are, they can come out. They always put up the form of gentility and humility in the outward sense, not in actuality of practice. No. You may meet somebody with all dressed up nature of what we call looking like what we'll say a Christian or a devout religious person, but trust me, these people can be anybody. They can become anybody, and you can be deceived, by the outlook. Yeah, for over the years, religion has depleted itself as very peaceful because it does not go out there to hunt anybody, but within the walls by which they dwell, they communicate with spirits, which is an alien to the human physical strength, that in so many ways has been embraced by these groups of people who found themselves into religion as something to be part of life. They believe it with all the clear text telling you about spirit life and the physical life. They believe that a human being is made up of a spirit, a soul, and a body. In some other groups, maybe it might not be so, but there are many who accept this, especially the Christian or maybe the Quran as well. And I disprove those things because I think that if it does make sense to realize that if there are spirits, just like there are enzymes or bacteria or anything that we cannot see with the eye, they exist fine, but they are living beings of their own. They do not necessarily have to exist in a man or in here. Even if they do exist in us, they live their own independent life. They don't have to dominate you or be the means by which you sort of depend on to live life. It's like they become your God or your mentors or anything of that nature. The human being itself is also functionable on its own. Maybe we aid or we depend on spirits to sort of think and do things. I don't know about that. And we haven't found that anywhere yet. For thousands of years also, the religion has not been able to prove what the spirit had to do with a physical human being or why it should be so much embraced by people. But somehow it has convincingly, through force and persuasion, both Force and persuasion. You can learn the history of religion by yourself. Force and persuasion has been able to reach the heart of people. Now, it's not something strange, because when people are born, a baby, for instance, is very vulnerable and can be changed or can be taught to become anything. And since it's not strange that, it's not really strange for me to sort of think that religion has been able to reach out to the people. It might not have done it through any free and fair means, to my view. It has done it through generations where children who are born in their state of vulnerability has been baptized or has been ushered into the religion, and whether they liked it or not, they have fallen into that situation. There are children who are brought up in charitable places, and the charities that has been given into religion were saved for that purpose. And people were brought up in Roman homes or Catholic schools or Islamic schools or whatever where you might say it, and they owe it to these institutions that brought them up. So you don't have to blame people when they come out. If I was an orphan and I was brought up that way, if I wasn't treated badly, others also get treated badly, yeah. But if I wasn't treated badly, I would sort of be very thankful for being able to go through such channel to attain some level of understanding, knowledge, to be able to blend with society. Because society is going the way it's going. All my suggestion is not for you to think of it as something to topple down society going forward. No, society goes forward every time. But the society is going forward with carrying a weapon or knowledge that seems shaky and can be crushed as time goes on. Because there's something else that keeps interrupting. With the strength and ability of the open-minded people who are making society progress, there is also this thing that distracted us unknowingly, and that is what I am addressing these things. It is unknowingly tackling, society progression, and that's why I'm tackling all these things. You might find it hard to accept because you say religion has been good, and you feel religion is. You may have all you want to feel about religion. All that matters is that if you are intelligent, you are dedicated, the facts are there, I put it out. Think it through and see what I have to say. Don't just listen to one piece of video and jump to conclusions. That will be a very childish way of approach to your conclusion. You have to make sure you listen to most of the videos. Don't get tired of it. Listen to it. See what I'm presenting, what I'm trying to say. Then you can jump to your conclusion. You can make your conclusions of whatever you think. Because I am basing it on fact. I'm not doing it for the joy of it. There is nothing gaining from here. I don't gain a thing from you. So that alone should tell you that it's an honest approach of somebody who sincerely wants to discover the rich and good and truthful answers. And we deserve it. Everybody deserves that rich, truthful answers. I share with you to sort of for you to jingle up your opinions into some state of saying things that you might not have aware of or have not considered. It's not true means of evilish means. No, you rather with me, we can get there. If you were close or you live close by me, or you sort of have a personal one-on-one interaction with me, you will notice that it's just a means of your friendship, where we will be able to generate some knowledge together. So I would have shared a lot with you, but unfortunately that isn't the case. But that doesn't stop anything. If I speak in this manner and you're listening, definitely from your end you can think things through and reach out to that person closer to you, and also think things through with that person to see the outcome. Because we owe it to ourselves to get the right answers in life. We don't have to depend on anybody, and we don't have to allow ourselves to be manipulated at all times. For all generations, you can imagine how long it's been that life has been existing, and still we haven't got answers as to the roots of our life and whatever brought us into being. That is very serious, and that is very saddening. We should not have, we deserve to know, to have answers, and to be able to progress into a good and a very good environment. Life passes so quickly. Life passes so quickly before you know it. If you have